But me, I understand.
There's a Seattle cafe right down.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Notice is hereby given of an ordinary council meeting of the City of Ekurhuleni to be held on Thursday, 29 August 2024, to consider the matters which appear on the agenda. The first item on the agenda, Speaker, is the opening and welcome.
Thank you, councillors. We are going to request that we settle down. We are going to request that before we start, we put all our phones on silent, as well as our guests in the gallery. We would like to welcome our Executive Mayor, Alderman Nkosindiphile Xhakaza, the Leader of Executive Business, Councillor Andile Mgwevu, the Chairperson of Chairpersons, Councillor Julius Mdluli, members of the mayoral committees, all aldermen and women present here today. Councillor Mloy, please take your seat to come down as disappoint. The chairpersons of Section 79 committees, councillors, leaders of different political parties in council, the acting city manager, Mr. Chilidzi Tenga, the secretary to council, Advocate Modise Kwetle, all senior management and officials present here today, members of the media, and most importantly, the residents of the city of Ekurhuleni. And I'm going to also greet a special guest that we have in the gallery today, our Deputy Minister and the former Executive Mayor of the city of Ekurhuleni, Ntate Mondli Gungubele, if Likamudumedi Shamol in the gallery. Thank you, you are welcome. Councillors, good morning once more to you. We would like to welcome all of you and our guests to this ordinary council meeting, and thank you for taking your time to attend this meeting. Honorable Executive Mayor and our esteemed councillors and distinguished guests, as we commemorate Women's Month and approach the conclusion of the month of August 2024, we take this opportunity to acknowledge the strength, resilience, and invaluable contributions of women in our city and across our nation. This occasion also prompts us to reflect on the persistent challenges that still affect women, such as gender equality and the protection of women and children. In the city of Ekurhuleni, we are privileged to benefit from the dedicated service of a diverse group of female councillors. These individuals demonstrate an unwavering commitment and fortitude in their efforts to lead decision-making processes, shape policies, and actively engage with their communities. Their tireless efforts and endeavors are aimed at enhancing the quality of life of our residents. However, despite their dedication and professionalism, our female councillors often face significant obstacles that threaten their well-being and effectiveness. One of the most troubling issues is the abuse and harassment that many endure, especially from male colleagues. Even during the month of women, which is dedicated to celebrating women, this abuse comes in various forms, verbally, emotionally, and even physically, not only seriously impacting their well-being, but it also impairs on their ability to serve effectively. It is very worrisome, and I would like to repeat this, Executive Mayor, that our female councillors experience abuse verbally and otherwise from our male councillors. Executive Mayor, councillors, it's important to acknowledge that the mistreatment of female councillors is not only a personal matter to some of us, but a critical issue that points to the deeper systematic problems we are faced with today. It further serves as a reminder that despite our progress, that there are deep-rooted attitudes and behaviors that actively seek to undermine the authority and dignity of women in the position of power. We offer support and solidarity to our female councillors. This means creating safe and supportive environments where they can report abuse without any fear of retaliation or intimidation. We need to establish clear, confidential channels for them to seek help and ensure that their concerns are taken too seriously and promptly. And we're going to request that this be respected, even in terms of party lines. The mental and emotional well-being of our female councillors must be a priority, providing access to counseling services and mental health resources, which can help them cope with the pressures and challenges that they face. We must also promote work-life balance and ensure that they have the necessary support to manage their responsibilities effectively. And this is not an excuse to our male councillors, which we have the counseling provided to them as well. It cannot be an excuse, Executive Mayor, that when we confront our male councillors in a case of abuse towards our female councillors, we are told that I was stressed, I had a bad day as well, and that is the reason for my behavior. We cannot accept that. And lastly, Executive Mayor, as we honor the month of women, let us reaffirm our commitment to creating an environment where women in general in our city can thrive without fear of abuse. Let us work together to build a culture of respect, support, and equality, ensuring that every woman in leadership is empowered to make a difference and contribute to our community's growth and success. We further recommit to act in any manner to allegations of abuse and otherwise brought to our attention, whether it's within our ranks or in the administration. I'm going to request Alderman Nkosi, Alderman Nomadlozi Nkosi, to open the meeting with a prayer for us.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Bengicela sivale namehlo. Ungifaka kwelinye ikhona, Madam Speaker. Baba uNkulunkulu namandla wonke, singenile endlini yakho council meeting yethu today. Siphinde sisho futhi uNkulunkulu namandla wonke ukuthi lenyanga it's a very progressive month. Kuyinyanga yabantu besifazane. Sithi siyacela uNkulunkulu namandla wonke, protect all women, protect all children out there. But also sicele uNkulunkulu ukuthi whatever engagements that we're gonna have today, you must be the one that leads all those engagements and make sure that this council come out of this council chamber being a united force and show that this city that we're in is the city of peace. Amen. Togos.
Siyathokoza. Next council.
Thank you, Speaker. The next item, Speaker, is application for leave of absence. We've received 10 applications which will be dealt with administratively.
Thank you. The next item.
The next item, Speaker, is official notices. We don't have any.
Thank you. The next item.
One item number 4, Speaker, is proposals of condolences or congratulations by the Speaker of Council.
Thank you, councillors. We are going to start by congratulating those councillors that are going to be adding a year to their lives. It will be those that are celebrating their birthdays in September. It's Councillor McFarlane on the 1st, on the 5th, Councillor Bokhopane and Councillor Mayekiso. On the 8th, Councillor Twabala. On the 10th, Councillor Zikote and Councillor Lotrit. On the 11th, Alderman Campbell. On the 13th, Councillor Chair and Councillor Denny. On the 14th, Councillor Mdaweni, Alderman Jane Nkosi, Jane Tlapo Koto on the 15th, and Councillor Dunjana on the 17th. On the 18th, Councillor Ukerman and Councillor Zwane. On the 20th, Councillor Letsuela. the 21st, Councillor Matole and Councillor Ngwenya. On the 23rd, Councillor Hlongwane. On the 24th, Alderman Kunjane and Councillor Selepe. On the 25th, Councillor Maduana. On the 26th, Councillor Lunat and Councillor Lukele. On the 27th, Councillor Kiane and Councillor Matiwane. On the 29th, Councillor Makubo. And on the 30th, Councillor C. Nkosi. Councillors, we are now going to go to our condolences from our caucuses. Our first condolence will go to the family and friends of Dr. Michael Reza Petal on the passing of his mother, Mrs. Petal, on Friday, the 16th of August, 2024. Condolences to the friends and family of Mahabutlane on the loss of their son and grandson, Tabang Snake Mahabutlane, who lost his life on the 19th of August 2024 at the age of 34. He was a talented cricket and soccer professional from Duduza. Councillors, our messages of congratulations goes to Katleho Malebana from the city of Ekurhuleni, Alberton, who won the Under-15 CAF African School Championship for 2024. We congratulate South African Olympic athletes who made us proud. Good luck, okay. We congratulate those that have made it to the Paralympics. We also congratulate Drekas Duplessis, the one that was here, ne? Okay, for successfully defending his UFC title. I think yesterday our young guys as well, Bayanda and the other Olympic silver medalists won medals in the youth championships. And then lastly, councillors, we congratulate Alderman Peli Sankunjane, who received an honorary doctorate from the International University of Information Management at UNISA. The theme of the achievement was Machine Learning Unleashed, Shaping the Future of Information Management. Councillors, once more, we have a doctor in our midst. Thank you.
Malibongwe.
Igama lamakhosikazi.
Igama lamakhosikazi.
Thank you. Councillors, we are going to call on the Executive Mayor, Alderman Nkosindiphile Xhakaza, to receive our certificate of excellence. This certificate is proudly awarded to the City of Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality in recognition of being a leading municipality in rapid response teams on gender-based violence in Gauteng. Congratulations. Thank you. We may move to the next item.
Thank you, Speaker. We're now on the fifth item, minutes of the previous meetings. It's minutes of the ordinary council meeting that was held on the 25th and the in-committee meeting held on the same day. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, councillors. We are going to the ordinary minutes or the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 25th of July. Councillor Madlala. Okay, sorry. Councillor Ntombela, Councillor Dunga.
Ngiyabingelela mhlonishwa ohloniphekile, ngibingelela bonke abaholi. No bengifisa ukuchecka mhlonishwa mhlambe ku ebuholini bakho. Ngabe namhlanje sinayene usotswebhu, uWhip. Uma kunenjalo umhlangano uqhubeka kanjani singenawo lokho usotswebhu mhlonishwa. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Councillor Dunga.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. Yeah, I would have also moved with the request by the councillor who spoke before ourselves. And as a result, you know, I'm also standing on Rule 24, subsection F, in terms of dress code. There's a council, I know that we must all reaffirm our political alignment to political positions and parties. But it can be correct that we've got a councillor of the ANC who's wearing ANC regalia here inside the house. And that comrade who's wearing a tie there of the ANC must remove it. It's the truth. You must remove it.
But your red overalls, Councillor Dunga, your red overalls.
Must speak loud.
No. An ANC.
You guys have red overalls here. We didn't say anything. We didn't bother you. No, you must speak last.
Thank you. Thank you, councillors. Let's settle down.
No. Because, Speaker,
Councillors, let's settle down. Councillors, let's settle down. We must proceed with our meeting.
we can also wear overalls with the economic freedom.
Councillors,
You're red
We
here.
have no problem.
let's proceed. Councillor Dilange, please switch the mic off.
All overalls.
Thank you, councillors. Let's proceed.
Thank you.
Mhlonishwa, I thought you would have read the agenda, ne? Thank you, Councillor Madlala. Please give us your input on the minutes.
Morning, Madam Speaker.
The tie does not have an emblem of the
Does
party.
have an emblem of the ANC. It's not like we're applying.
Madam Speaker. Dunga umoshishkat.
No, let's
Dunga
proceed, please, councillors.
Speaker.
Councillor Dunga.
It does have an emblem of the ANC. Councillor Mtawu is wearing an ANC tie. He's wearing an ANC tie.
I'll keep them overall now.
It's got an emblem of the ANC. We must respect the rules of the House.
Thank you. Councillor Sbia, please switch off your mic. Thank you. Councillor Madlala, please give us your input.
Morning, Speaker. On page 7, Speaker.
Councillors, let's settle down, please. Councillor Madlala Zama, my voice here, rally, please.
I was saying on page 7, Madam Speaker, under item number 4, 4.1.
Dr. Mjapilu, voice side here, please.
Under 4.1, Madam Speaker, where you councillors that were celebrating their birthday
Madam Speaker.
in the month of July 2024.
Madam Speaker.
There is an omission, Madam Speaker,
Madam Speaker.
on the date of
Councillor
7th of
Dunga.
July.
Just a second.
On a point of order.
Yes.
Rule 24, again, subsection F. We're bringing to our attention that there's an ANC councillor who's wearing an ANC tie
Okay.
with an ANC emblem.
Okay.
So unless you are saying that the precedence is that we can come to this house and wear our regalia
Councillor
by
Dunga,
accepting that invitation.
Councillor Dunga, please indicate the councillor that you are alleging.
We've already informed you that Councillor Mtaung there is wearing an ANC tie with an ANC emblem. I tshwanele ele ya MMC Amos.
Okay,
ya
thank
colour
you.
Blocking, where
Okay.
it's just green, black and gold. We can't identify as whether is it Mkhonto or is it ANC. That one there is got an ANC emblem on
Okay.
it.
Councillor Dunga, Councillor Mtaung has stood up to demonstrate that he has covered whatever, and the parts that we are able to see in the council do not display an emblem. Please let us proceed. Thank you.
We are going
Let's
to wear
allow
EFF. We are going to wear EFF t-shirts here.
the rules will
going to
apply,
wear
Councillor
t-shirts.
Dunga. Let's proceed.
We are going to wear EFF t-shirts here.
Yeah, as long as it's inside the overall, it's okay. And it is the emblem is not
We are going
displayed.
to wear EFF t-shirts here.
Let's proceed, councillors. Councillor Madlala.
Madam Speaker, I was bringing to your attention that on page 7,
Councillors, it's important for the minutes to be recorded properly. Councillors, and then Siyacela, we know you want to be on the screen. Ne? Let's desist from pressing so that Siyavela, Councillor Dilange. Let's proceed, Councillor Madlala.
Madam Speaker, there is an omission on page 7, 4.1, on the 7th of July. That is the birthday of Councillor P.M. Tian. Can you correct?
Thank you. Is that all? Thank you, Councillor James Tetwa.
Thank you. Blessed day, Madam Speaker, councillors, officials and all guests in this house today. As we reflect on the minutes, the resolution taken on item A Corp 08-2024 is not reflecting in today's agenda as the recommendations were that disciplinary action is taken against officials whose action or inaction has led to the missing deadlines set out by council. That a report compromising of the names and positions of the officials whose action is being taken against is tabled at the next council meeting. This was proposed by Councillor Mike De Silva and seconded by Councillor Mary Gobi. The DA is highly concerned by this as it reflects a concerning trend in which resolutions of the legislature is not being implemented in. Madam Speaker, I implore this House not to allow recommendations to fall in between the cracks and to answer the House this. When will the item be tabled to council and when will it cause the delay? Yes, ma'am.
We are correcting the minutes.
Yes, ma'am. That is the correction of the minutes because the resolution stated that the people who were supposed to effect the motion did not do so. So therefore, the House was, the council was supposed to bring those names here today in this meeting. And it hasn't been tabled in the agenda.
Okay, Mam Tetwa, on page 32, it says that Councillor M. Da Silva, seconded by Councillor M. Gobi,
Yes, ma'am.
proposed the additional recommendations that there.
Yes.
Okay, so your inputs will be taken into consideration, but let's stick to the minutes on not what we want to see reflected on the minutes.
No, with all due respect, ma'am, what we are trying to basically say is that recommendations taken by this House should be mandated as such, that it should be within a timeline and time frame. So we implore the House to stick to the timelines and not fall in between the cracks of legislation.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Councillor Matsi?
Thank you very much, Speaker.
Yeah, councillors, let's exercise patience with each other, ne? Yeah, Matsi?
All is in order, Speaker.
Thank you. Councillor Dilange Williams?
Thank you very much, Speaker. On the in-committee item, it is not recorded there that Action SA has called a division. I think it's important for it to be recorded there that a division was called on the item. Thank you, Speaker.
Yeah, thank you. We are not there, but we take the input. Councillor Janse van Rensburg.
Thank you, Speaker. Just on page 6 under councillors present, Councillor Glover's name is not there. She even opened that council sitting. She just submitted early departure. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Councillor Mujapelo.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, page 1, opening. On the second line, it refers to Whip of Council, Alderman Jongisizwe Dlabati. And we know Alderman Dlabati at that point was MMC for Finance. So we must correct that. And then on page 10, under medals received, if we can correct Robert Machali to Robert Mchali. Then 5.1 on page 11, Madam Speaker, minutes of the previous meeting. It says the minutes held on the 22nd be approved, moved by Councillor T. Kotze, seconded by Councillor. There's no name. If we can put that name. 5.2 as well, approved, moved by Councillor, no name, if we can put the name, and seconded by Councillor Goje. Those are the corrections, Speaker. Thank you.
No. Thank you. Councillors, do we have the proposer to adopt the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 25th of July 2024 with those amendments? The Chair of Chairs.
Thank you very much, Speaker. The Chair of Chairs adopt.
Thank you. Councillor Ngobese.
Alderman. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do second.
Thank you. Councillors, we now go to the meeting of the ordinary in-committee meeting of the same day. Councillor Madlala.
Madam Speaker, we just want to register our concern in that the agenda item that was considered during the in-committee meeting was not circulated to all councillors. We are requesting that in future the Office of the Speaker should ensure that all agenda items to be considered in any council meeting, including the in-committee meeting, are circulated or distributed to all councillors to ensure that the council is advised correctly with all councillors having sight or input of the matter being considered. Thank you, Madam Speaker, in that meeting.
Councillor Madlala, that's a concern, not a correction of the minutes. It is taken and accepted. Thank you. Mam Teto.
Yes, ma'am.
You are on the minutes.
I've already spoken on it.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Nkosi Dudu. Councillor Janse van Rensburg.
Thank you, Speaker. In this minutes, it's not a true reflection as a division was called and it is not presented in that, like in the minutes. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Alderman Berg.
Good morning, Madam Speaker. Yeah, thank you. I agree with Freedom Front Plus. This is not a true reflection of what happened. We should record the parties that called for the division, and we should also have every name of every councillor, how they voted. This could be a legal document. Also on page 3, chairperson of chairpersons is spelled incorrectly. So I propose that we don't adopt these minutes. We refer it back and bring the proper minutes at the next council meeting so that every councillor can confirm or verify how they voted on that day and then we can adopt those minutes, but we can't adopt these minutes as they are here. Thank you.
Thank you, councillors. Councillor Mojapelo.
No, thank you, Madam Speaker. I agree with Alderman Berg. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, councillors. The purpose of having minutes is to give your input on what should be a reflection in the minutes. We're going to request a person who will propose that we adopt the minutes of the in-committee with the amendments to Councillor Maraba.
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the adoption of the in-committee minutes.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder? Alderman Kunjana.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. We second.
Thank you. MMC Labati.
No, thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Without discarding the seconding of the minutes, these are in-committee minutes. Their treatment should not necessarily be dealt with in the ordinary meeting, and I think we must correct it moving forward. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Councillor Alderman Berg.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Can, after the amendments, can we make sure that every councillor get a copy of the minutes after they've been amended? Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Berg. You will have the opportunity to go to the Council Secretary's office after the amendments are done to check if what is discussed in council is covered in the minutes. Thank you. Councillor Dilange.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to second what Alderman Berg is asking now. I think it's very important. Something very important has been left out of those minutes, and it's important that it is circulated to all councillors. It has legal implications. Thank you.
Yeah, no, there's nothing special. It's not new, Councillor Dilange, and the decision is that you will go to the Council Secretary's office. Thank you. Let us proceed, councillors.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, we're now on item number 6, which is the election of the Whip of Council.
Thank you, councillors. You are well aware that we have a vacancy in the position of the Whip of Council, and we are going to now, we deferred this matter in the last council meeting. So we are going to now go through the process of electing the Whip of Council in terms of Section 3 of the Structures Act, which applies to the election of the Whip of Council. I hope all of you have your identity documents with you. Do we have the IEC here? They must observe everything. Yeah, thank you, councillors. We are going to call the IEC to come in. MMC Labati.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. We want to put a proposal with due respect once again to Council that due to certain political considerations that are aimed at cementing the stability of the Council and the city, we want to request for the last time that we elect an acting Whip of Council for the purposes of this meeting. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Alderman Labati, having a vacancy in the position of the Whip of Council makes the work of the Speaker very difficult. I think you would have heard in my welcoming statement that we receive a lot of complaints regarding councillors and many issues that require the whip, and it becomes a problem. I don't have a problem with granting that, but I'm going to request that the acting whip be elected until the next council meeting, because we have a problem when we have a vacancy. There are many things that are put on hold currently because we don't have a whip. I don't know if that will be sufficient in meeting each other halfway.
Thank you, Speaker, for your response.
Speaker,
Councillors, here's the matter.
Speaker,
Okay, Councillor Dinake.
may we request a 15-minute caucus, please?
Caucus is granted. 15 minutes, councillors. Jabu.
Iyacima.
Bishop.
Okay.
Thank you, councillors. Let's settle. Thank you, councillors. Let's settle down, please. Councillor Ntleko, Councillor Mashiane, Councillor Ntleng. Chairperson Mketsu, why are you at the back? Councillor Mabe, why are you on the phone in the chambers?
I'm sending WhatsApp, Speaker. I've got a crisis of water in my ward, so I have to update the community.
Thank you, councillors. Councillor Dinake, I hope that you are going to start with a very, very sincere apology on delaying council.
Madam Speaker, I truly do apologize to you and all colleagues. We do take your time very seriously. Please accept my sincere apologies. Speaker, by way of a report back on our informal session, the Democratic Alliance is very happy to allow for an acting whip to be elected today. However, we would then request that within 14 days, council meets to elect a whip finally.
Okay, councillors. Can we hear other views on the issue of the acting? Councillor Makubo?
Thank you very much, Speaker. Action SA likewise had its caucus meeting to deliberate of what's been brought forward by yourselves and owing to what's on the agenda. Action SA is of the view that Council must elect an acting whip for the purposes of this meeting, and we will be aligned with the Democratic Alliance's proposal that within 14 days that the Speaker calls for an extraordinary Council meeting to elect the whip of Council. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Dunga.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. Would like to concur and agree with the speakers who spoke before us and appreciate the honest caucus outcome of the Democratic Alliance, because the last time we were convened to a caucus by Action SA, they lied to society and said that they had stopped cancelling.
Okay.
On a point of order, Speaker. On a point of order.
Thank you, I'm done,
Thank
no
you,
longer.
Councillor Dunga.
Please protect us.
Okay, councillors, I hear you, but I have an ask. Because there's going to be a need to have an acting whip in the next programming to program this meeting that you're asking for. Can we request that the acting whip acts for this session and the next programming, or you just want for this session? Yeah, I agree within the 14 days there must be programming before. Okay, thank you. Thank you for accepting my request. We are going to, yes, Doctor?
No, thank you, Speaker. We must also hear the minority parties caucus view. It's 12 parties, Speaker. We agree.
Thank you. Secretary. Siyabonga, we are going to now call for the nomination of the acting whip as per the request for the acting whip to act for this meeting and the next programming that will lead us to the next council meeting. Alderman Mlambo.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I, Dora Mlambo, I nominate Alderwoman Philisa Kunjana to be an acting council.
Thank you. The name of Alderman Dr. Nkunjana is on the table. Any seconder? Mam Dluli.
Speaker, I do second that name.
Thank you, Mam Dluli. Councillors, Menkunjana, do you accept the nomination?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I accept the nomination.
Thank you. Councillors, do we have any more nominations for the position of the acting whip of council? Come done.
I propose the closure of nominations, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Councillor Dunga.
No, thank you, Speaker. Bob Madlala is forcing me to nominate him. So if he accepts, I nominate him.
So, I don't know, we must check the rules if you can nominate under duress, Councillor Dunga. Councillors, if there's no other name, we are going to officially declare Alderman Philisa Kunjana as the acting whip of council.
Speaker.
For the next 14 days.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, if I may proceed.
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, we are now on the speech by the Executive Mayor, which is item number 7.
Thank you. Let's allow the acting whip of council to settle down. Thank you, councillors. We are now going to request the executive mayor, who must once a quarter deliver a speech in council, which will be debated in accordance to Rule 47 of the Council Standing Order bylaws. I would now like to call upon the executive mayor, Alderman Nkosindiphile Xhakaza, to come and present his speech to council. Councillors, let's settle down. And please, siyacela, MMC may not be addressed as Andile, Kintate Mgwevu or Councillor Mgwevu. Thank you. EM, you may proceed with your speech.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I want to greet Council. It has been indeed a busy morning, Madam Speaker, with the briefing that we had to receive on one of the critical item that is before a council, and we just want to apologize because that would have caused a bit of a delay in the start of the council meeting. Madam Speaker, firstly, maybe let's congratulate the city of Ekurhuleni for the recognition that the certification that we just received, really for recognizing Salga, recognizing the city as a leading municipality in the rapid response team on GBV. It's an honor that we are appreciative of as a city, and we want to embrace in this special month, the Women's Month. Madam Speaker, I want to recognize the acting whip of council, the leader of government business, the members of the Mayoral Committee, the members of council, the acting city manager who's standing in for Umama Wetu, city manager who's on leave, Mojo Mashazi, the head of departments and other senior government officials, members in the gallery, members of the media, and our social partners, and the esteemed residents of Ekurhuleni, ladies and gentlemen. It is profound gratitude and deep sense of responsibility that I stand before you today, representing a city that embodies the spirit of determination, of progress and unity. Today we come together not only to mark, 100 days of our administration, but to reflect on the journey we have embarked upon together. Madam Speaker, I must highlight that one of the commitments that we have made was to put forward that we would like to account periodically, and one of the highlights that we really wanted to embrace is the 100 days practice. So we gather here today as we close the month of August. This is a month that serves as a poignant reminder of the revolutionary resistance and bravery displayed by our women in 1956. It represents a pivotal moment, a notable milestone in South Africa's history. The historical march, masterfully organized by formidable leaders such as Umama Lilian Ngoyi, Mama Peta Glowa, Margaret Gazo, Amila Kachalia, Mama Adelaide Tambo, showcased the courage and resilience that defined the anti-apartheid struggles. These were strong heroines who stood unwaveringly against the injustices of apartheid. Their legacy lives on, reminding us of the enduring truth in their rallying cry. Watinta bafazi, watinta imbokodo. You strike a woman, you strike a rock. And as we gather in this August house, we are reminded of the powerful legacy that shapes our identity. Madam Speaker, the city of Ekurhuleni also, we want to had an opportunity to honor, or distinct honor of welcoming our athletes from the 2024 Paris Olympics. Amongst them was Bayanda Walaza and Akani Simbine, who made our city and our country proud by claiming a silver medal in the 4 times 100-meter race at the games. Bayanda happens to be the youngest Olympian representing South Africa. It is our pride that both these young stars hail from this beautiful city, the city of Ekurhuleni, one from Katlehong and one from Northern Park. We take pride, and this calls upon us to do our utmost best to invest in facilities that support sporting activities so that we can harness this talent. Madam Speaker, our city's political landscape is a testament to the vibrancy of our democracy and the will of the people. The results of the 2021 local government elections brought forth new challenges and new opportunities, and guided by the principles of cooperation, consultation, and unity of purpose, we will achieve stable and effective government. We encourage just now how we, as a council, we've been able to manage the election of the acting chief whip, that through us talking, were able to find one another in the spirit of consolidating unity to be able to deliver services to our people. As we align ourselves with the government of national unity, we reaffirm our commitment to the values of inclusivity, of equity, and collective wisdom. Madam Speaker, the journey that we have traversed thus far, though filled with some challenges, have been marked by significant strides towards restoring service delivery and rebuilding public trust in our city. The first step in our journey was to stabilize governance, really by putting together the Mayoral Committee, but also putting up a program of action underlined by this thing, we're being a responsive city, working with agility to restore service delivery to the people. A responsive city working with agility to restore service delivery to the people. And this administration still feeling committed to the 6 key pillars aimed at one, ensuring that we provide quality and sustainable services to all residents. We rebuild a strong financial base to support cities' development. We conduct essential repairs and maintenance of public facilities. We invest on critical infrastructure in partnership with the private sector. We drive economic development, we drive growth and job creation, and a special focus on the erythropolis and revitalization of the manufacturing. And lastly, we preserve good governance and ethical leadership. These are the 4 key pillars that we committed when we elected here, unopposed, thanks to the collective wisdom of this council. We're doing well. To give effect to these pillars, we have started to implement a mayoralship project. One, we've set up a robust service delivery war room, which we chair, just to ensure that there is rapid response in terms of how we're responding to service delivery. We have restored the mayoralism bizos to give feedback to our communities. We put on table a program of mega projects for our own human development and strategic land release drive growth. We have operationalized the clean audit to bring back the lost clean audit status. We are establishing a team that must work to ensure that we reclaimed the hijacked buildings. We have set up a well-defined revenue enhancement program. There is an item in council today. We are looking at weekly reports to monitor that service providers are paid, so that we can around the experiences of our SMMEs that have not been getting paid. We are accelerating completion of CAPEX projects through mayoral outreach. And the issue of the University of Ekurhuleni is on the table. Our key initiative in the establishment of the mayoral service delivery war room, which is a multi-departmental platform designed to fast-track the response time to service delivery. The war room is also designed to foster greater accountability, to foster responsiveness, and ensure that we effectively address service interruptions or breakdowns as reported in the incident management system. Madam Speaker, we take pleasure in the report that is before Council today, reporting on how we've performed in the quarter four, comparable to other previous quarters. It is our understanding that our strength lies in the voices of our people and our commitment to the Freedom Charter, which states that the people shall govern, and we've launched a Mayoral Imbizo program as early as on the 9th of May at Mitlaring Stadium in Tembisa. We spoke to our people, and as a result, we were able to resolve persistent service delivery issues on the spot. Among the issues that we were able to deal with there, we visited the Moifontein Cemetery amid outcry of a lack of maintenance. We cleared illegal dumpings in the cemetery, cut the grass, attended to vandalize fencing and other security aspects in the cemetery. We also visited a water leak in the Tianong section, which has been unresolved for the past 2 years, costing a city gallons of clean water. We were able to attend and close that leak. We did an in-local inspection in Flint Mazibuko Bridge and ascertained that the contractor is indeed on site and work is being done. We visited the electricity substation D to get first-hand information in terms of capacity constraints and interventions that are required. We're just indicating how effective the Izimbizos, because part of Izimbizos is to have communication, but is to ensure that we clear service delivery challenges there on the spot. We use the Izimbizos to assist communities in Tembisa to deal and better understand the debt rehabilitation program and also address the indigent applications. We feel this will go a long way in ensuring that our communities better understand how we build them, and it talks to the integrity and credibility of our finances. The rollout of these Imbizos took us to Kwatema, and we delivered a transformer, and the damaged transformer was taken for repairs for extended period of time. This ensured that the grid capacity and stabilization of energy, in particular in that part, just before the winter season. And that stabilized really, some of the service delivery protests. The communities of Etwatwa are delighted of the impact of the Imbizo, because we have been able to clear a major sewer blockage in Etwatwa Small Bridge, and we've been able to, and we're also able to attend to the roads and stormwater upgrades issues just before the Tembelihle school. So these are amongst the intervention that our communities are appreciating with the Imbizo programs that we're rolling out. In Itsakane, Imbizo focused on inspecting the reservoirs and brought about interventions and relief in the water challenges in that area. We now have a program of action to work together with rainwater to actually turn around the situation, in particular on high-lying areas. The Katlehong version of the mayoral outreach handed over the Phosphorus Multipurpose Center to the community, and we also went to Katlehong Fire Station to fast-track really the process of project completion. That project has been stuck there, and we're glad that we've been able to unlock some of those challenges. This is just to highlight some of the interventions that we have made through the Izimbizos. These Izimbizos are critical in ensuring that we identify the stubborn service delivery breakdowns and respond and resolve them efficiently. They further connect us with our people, strengthens accountability, strengthens transparency, and build trust with our communities. And the Imbizos will now happen once every 6 months. So it means twice a year we'll make sure that we have communications with our communities across Ekurhuleni. Madam Speaker, on strategic investment, it is great excitement that we announce that we recently received and hosted Transnet with their important news that they will be investing in our city to a tune of 1 billion for their pipeline infrastructure development, linking our road and OR Tambo international airport. And this is a significant step in terms of Erythropolis. The Erythropolis implementation is back on the table and it is in motion. Madam Speaker, it is through the strategic initiatives and partnership that we can empower our communities, support emerging businesses, and create sustainable livelihoods for our people. Over the past 100 days, we've made tangible progress in advancing our local economy with a strong focus on empowering historically marginalized groups and the youth of our city. One of the key initiatives we've embarked upon is the Emerging Farmers Program as part of the Fetsatlala Agricultural Support Program. We are proud to report that we are currently supporting 1,000 emerging farmers and have released 20 farms. We are further giving support to 33 cooperatives, 40 workers, and 25 community gardens. This program is not just about agricultural development, it is about transforming their lives and creating economic opportunities. The Department of Economic Development, under the leadership of MMC and Nkosindiphile, has entered into strategic partnership with 9 anchor entities at Sparvater Farm. We are reblocking the Sparvater farm, portion 6, into 40 hectare plots, and this has been successfully implemented. Each anchor entity has been allocating 40 hectares of land, and work already is in progress to prepare for the 2024-2025 planting season. In June 2024, we conducted a 2-day accredited training program on soil nutrients management for members of the 33 cooperatives. The training is crucial for enhancing the agricultural skills for cooperatives, ensuring that they are well equipped to succeed in their farming endeavors. Additionally, 40 Ekurhuleni Residential Employment Program or Public Employment Program brigades receive training and agricultural production assistance, further strengthening agricultural development and food security. Our efforts to support community gardens have also borne fruit. We have distributed agricultural starter packs to Usizolwe to special schools in Daveyton and Ekukanyeni Primary School in Wardville, helping to establish community food gardens that will provide fresh produce and foster a sense of community involvement. Honorable Councillors, in our ongoing efforts to boost township economy, Ekurhuleni had the honor of hosting the Township Economy Conference on the 30th and 31st of July at Emperor's Palace. The event brought together township economic development practitioners and businesses to exchange ideas, promote their product and services, and explore new market opportunities. As a host city, we were proud to have 20 SMMEs selected from various incubation programs initiated by our Economic Development Department to exhibit their products at the conference. Looking forward, we have set our sights on the development of township markets. These markets are not only vital for local economic growth, but also serve as a backbone for black industrialization in our region. We have identified key sites across Ekurhuleni, including Tema, KwaThema, Tembisa, and Thokoza. We are working to formalize informal trading environment and create sustainable and community-driven businesses. Through partnership with various stakeholders, including the Department of Small Business Development and Gauteng Growth and Development Agency, we are investing in infrastructure and support systems necessary to transform these markets. These initiatives will enhance economic participation and grassroots level of opportunities for our people to thrive in a more structured and supportive environment. The small businesses are lifeblood of our economy, and we are committed to support their growth and success. On youth empowerment, which remains a critical focus of our economic development strategy, on the 20th of June 2024, we hosted the Youth Empowerment Summit in Germiston City Hall, where 2,000 Ekurhuleni public employment brigades were provided with exit support and guidance on the new venture creation. This event was a vital step in equipping our young people with tools and resources needed to build their own futures. Furthering our commitment on youth development, we inducted 1,400 young people into a 6-month public employment work readiness program at Germiston Stadium. The program is designed to prepare our youth for job market, providing them with the skills and necessary experience to succeed in their careers. Through these initiatives, we're not just building a stronger economy, we're building a more inclusive and resilient Ekurhuleni. We're creating opportunities for all our residents to strive. We're also laying groundwork for prosperity in our city. Our administration recognizes that access to reliable and sustainable electricity is not just a matter of convenience. It is a fundamental driver of economic growth, social development, and human dignity. Before I proceed, Madam Speaker, I would like to take a moment to congratulate the leadership of our country, DM Mondli Kungubele, you will pass the message, and the leadership of our country and the leadership of Eskom for not implementing load shedding for the past 100 days. Yes, we must note positive progress, and we must applaud when the leadership is doing well. It goes a long way. Minister Sputla Khosiensu is doing very well. We are, however, note the rollout of the load reduction in Eskom supplied areas and the inconveniences that it causes to that community. However, we are with Eskom. We are calling for greater collaboration so that we communicate to our communities, we stabilize our systems, we deal with issues of vandalism and overload. It's not just what has been experienced by Eskom in the areas that they are servicing. In our areas in Ekurhuleni, just the past 2 days, in the areas of Dinwidi, in Ward 37, Ward 39, we've experienced a lot of interruptions. When you get closer to those interruptions, there's a lot of illegal activities that are overloading our systems, and they also inconvenience paying communities. There's ordinary communities that are paying, they're not doing any wrong, and they are being inconvenienced. And it's an area that we need to work on strongly with the blitzes and take out all those easy nyoga. And those that are caught, the arm of the law must take its course. In the past 100 days, we've made significant strides in expanding and enhancing energy infrastructure across our city, particularly in communities that have long been underserved. In a testament to what can be accomplished when we work together towards a common goal and a common vision, the Operation Khanyisa Mhlali campaign, as led by MMC Mzaifani Ngwenya, is producing great results, and we've noted significant progress. We have successfully electrified 202 households in Madolaguva informal settlements in Tembisa, bringing light and power to families who have waited far too long for this a necessity. I'm pleased to report that the remaining 23 households in Madelaguva are being electrified in this financial year, and once reblocking is complete by human settlements. The commitment underscores our resolve to ensure that every resident have access to reliable electricity no matter where they live. In Vusumuzi, phase 4 informal settlements in Tembisa, we are on track to electrify 143 households, which will further enhance the quality of life for the people of this community. We understand that these are not just numbers, they represent lives transformed and opportunities unlocked. Our efforts have also extended to improving safety and security in our neighborhoods through the installation of high mast lights. We have installed these critical lights in Madelaguva, in Vusumuzi, in Duduza, those areas that falls under Tembisa 1, Tembisa 2. We have gone to Daveyton, to Etwatwa, areas of Ramaphosa informal settlements. We have also in the Far East, and these high mast lights do more than eliminate our street. They stand as a beacons of safety, reducing crimes, making our communities feel more secured after dark. In addition, we've made significant progress in enhancing street lights across the city. It's a program that we do need to expedite just to ensure that we cover majority of our city, our suburbs, our towns, to keep the city lit. These initiatives are more than just an infrastructure project. They are investments in the future of our city. They are about ensuring that our residents can walk the streets with confidence, that our children can study under the light of a street lamp, and that our communities can strive safe and secure. And this is just a beginning, and we look into the future. We remain committed in expanding these efforts, ensuring that every corner of Ekurhuleni is lit with the promise of a better tomorrow. We've managed to improve the response time in terms of energy queries from 76.44% in quarter 3 to 88.71% in quarter 4. I thought I would get a round of applause for this improvement. This is a demonstration that the measures we've employed in the war room are yielding the desired results. The reports is there before you, honorable councillors, the call center reports, which captures all the incidents that have been reported by yourself, through the call center, through the walk-in customer care centers, and how far we've actually performed in that regard. In the area of water, I would like to address a recent issue that has affected our community. The lack of communication and coordination with Rand Water during their planned maintenance has been an unpleasant professional experience for us, and is an issue that we have actually raised with the leadership of Rand Water, and we continue to have follow-up discussions. But with the war room interventions and the Department of Water, we are glad to report MMC Msane that our non-revenue water is starting to show improvements. A decline from 30.94% to about 29.84% in quarter 4. It's a marginal improvement, however, we are on the right path. Remember, across all cities, it is a struggle to go beyond the 30% mark. In fact, this is a step in the right direction, and we aimed to intensify some of these efforts. We have undertaken a few projects that we hope will provide long-term relief of our residents. These projects are as follows. The water connections that we have installed, about 1,224 meters, new meters. The following reservoirs we've expedited and ensured that they are completed. Voorgeldfontein Reservoir, Palm Ridge Reservoir, Mode East Reservoir, the Compton Park Tower, Russell Road Reservoir. We've also constructed 7.55 kilometers of water and sewer pipes that we've actually been upgrading and replacing. It is worth noting that we have registered great improvement in the turnaround times in resolving reported water interruptions. The turnaround times have improved from 89.46% in the third quarter to 91.6% in the third quarter. It is there. The systems that we've invested in, and thank you very much, the leadership of MMC, Msane there in the department. Our health, or the health of our environment, is linked to the well-being of our citizen and the economic vitality of our city. Green infrastructure is not only essential for fostering a healthier and more sustainable Ekurhuleni, but it is also a powerful driver for economic development. By prioritizing green spaces, efficient waste management, and sustainable practices, we are laying a foundation for a city that thrives both now and in the future. And I'm pleased to report that our Department of Environmental Resource and Waste Management is making a significant turnaround. The progress is evident in the numerous milestones we have achieved over the past 100 days. First, I want to highlight the reopening of the Rietfontein landfill sites, which has been closed for nearly 12 months following community complaints of an ADO. After extensive engagements with communities, we reached a resolution that allowed the site to become fully operational once again. Importantly, no complaints have been received from the community since the reopening, and the site is operational. In addition, we've strengthened our waste management capabilities with the delivery of 7 new waste compactor trucks purchased at a cost of 23 million MMC Manamela. These trucks are essential for maintaining cleanliness across our city and boosting in-house capacity. Furthermore, an additional 2.8 million has been utilized to purchase 4 bakkies for depot staff, which will enhance the efficiency of our operations. We're also commissioning 2 new working cells at Velte Freden landfill sites, increasing the airspace and extending the site lifespan by approximately 8 years. This investment is crucial for ensuring that our waste management infrastructure can meet the demand of a growing city. We have registered some improvement as well in the area of waste. We have registered 35.33% in the third quarter, and an improvement to 41.43% in the fourth quarter. Although the performance is still below 50%, it is still signal a move in the positive direction. Our Parks and Cemetery Division.
Councillor, I'm not sure of the name, the female councillor, the one smiling next to you, know it's you. Please. I ne? I think you forgot that you're in a council meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Madam
so
Speaker.
you may
Our Parks and
proceed,
Cemetery
Mayor.
Division has received 10 million worth of much needed grass cutting and arboriculture equipment, including bush cutters, chainsaw, and the ride-on mowers. This new equipment will enable our parks depot to maintain and beautify green spaces across Ekurhuleni, contributing to a cleaner and more pleasant environment for our residents. We've also relaunched the Clean Your Kasi campaign, an extensive cleanup initiative focused on township communities. This campaign is more than just a clarion call. It is a movement to instill pride and responsibility in maintaining the cleanliness of our neighborhoods. By working together, we can create a cleaner, healthier, and more vibrant communities. And looking ahead, we are preparing to launch the climate change action plans for 2024, a comprehensive strategy to address the pressing challenges of climate change. With the support of the C40 cities, we have reviewed and updated the draft report, including the technical updates on the greenhouse gas inventory, the 2050 projections, and revised the targets for 2030 to 2050. On community safety, Madam Speaker, the recent Victims of Crime report released by States SA on Tuesday has highlighted a concerning decline in the sense of safety amongst individuals of our communities since 2019-2020. The report serves as a stark reminder that our work in ensuring public safety is far from over, and it drives us to double our efforts to create safer environments for all. In response to these challenges, I am pleased to announce the completion the completion of the Ekurhuleni Metropolis Department at Lynn precinct in Kempton Park, Northern Region. This new precinct will significantly enhance police coordination in the region, allowing more effective law enforcement and quicker response time. The establishment of this precinct is a major step towards an ongoing mission to improve public safety and restore confidence in our law enforcement agencies. In addition to strengthening our physical infrastructure, we're also investing in skills and capabilities of our law enforcement personnel. The Traffic Wardens Upskilling Program is a key initiative in this regard. Out of 580 wardens enrolled in this program, 435 have successfully completed their training and are ready to be awarded a certificate. The remaining 145 wardens are in the final stages of their training and will soon join their peers in contributing to the safety of our roads and of our neighborhood. As led by MMC Masuku, and we continue to address the safety concerns highlighted in the recent reports, and I want to assure all residents that this administration will not rest until we have restored and enhanced the sense of security in every community across the city, and together we can create safer, stronger, and more resilient city for all. On roads, Madam Speaker, over the past 100 days, we've made substantial progress in enhancing and expanding our transport and roads network to better serve the people of Ekurhuleni. We've successfully completed the installation of streetlights along several key roads in our city, including Andrew Mapeto Drive, Zurfontein Road, CR Swat Drive, and Pretoria Road. This installation will not only improve visibility and safety for motorists and pedestrians, but also contributes to the overall sense of security in our communities. In our ongoing efforts to improve public transport infrastructure, we have completed the construction of trunk roads in critical areas. Specifically, we have finished the area of 7B construction, a trunk route along Pretoria Road between Mass and Plain Street, and the area 7A construction along Pretoria Road between Wellington intersection streets. These routes are essential for improving efficiency and reliability of our public transport system, making it easier for residents to move across the city. Additionally, we've completed the Area 5C project, which involved the construction of 6 kilometers of non-motorized transport lanes along CR Swat Drive and within the Central Business District. We had an honor to open some of these projects with MMC Mgwevu. These lanes are designed to accommodate cyclists and pedestrians, promoting healthier and more sustainable modes of transport in our urban environment. Furthermore, we're in final stages of refurbishing the public transport facility in Zonkizuza taxi rank, and this refurbishment will enhance the functionality, comfort of this important transport hub, ensuring that it meets the needs of thousands of communities who rely on it. It is important, Madam Speaker, to mention that of the 14,000 roads queries logged, 10,000 have been resolved, and we're making great, significant progress in our efforts to resolve various service delivery issues. The improvement in customer care queries, it is a testament that the Operation Hlasela Ama Pothole program that has actually been run through the leadership of MMC Mgwevu is yielding the much needed results. The improvement in customer queries have significantly improved from 58.87% in the third quarter to 73.27% in the fourth quarter. And this goes to demonstrate the importance of the effectiveness of the service delivery war rooms and various other interventions. Madam Speaker, we welcome the revival of the Siyakhokha Siyathutuka Revenue Enhancement Campaign by MMC of Finance, which seeks to remind our people about the importance of paying for services. As Executive Mayor, I wish to take this opportunity to appeal to all councillors to spread the very important message in their various constituencies. This approach by MMC of Finance aligns very well with the establishment of the War Room, which assists in the acceleration of CapEx spending. And we are proud that the last results, our CapEx, we have an achievement of 99% spending. CapEx spending, 99% in the last financial year. The War Room also assisted. The War Room also assisted to accelerate grant spending. In 2023 financial year, unspent grants were sitting at about 154 million rands, and as at 30 June 2024, unspent grant is sitting at 43 million. This figure will reduce even further as finance finalizing the capturing of accruals. The city has also improved on cash on hand, with the balance improving from 592 million to about 615 million. With a robust credit control and the introduction of revenue enhancement strategies, this figure will improve even further in the new financial year. The city was also able to achieve 90% of revenue collection. The city has implemented a turnaround strategy to address all issues raised by AG in the last AG report. A report from the AG where we actually regress. We've now implemented all the remedial actions, and we are on track to submit the financial statements and annual reports to AG on time. The report is before this August House, and we remain confident that we've put controls in place, and we will achieve, or we will reclaim the clean audit. The TMC, the Transport Management System, is the heart of our unified command center, and together myself, MMC Energy, MMC Safety, we visited the TMC and we noted the state-of-the-art investment in technology, in surveillance and crime prevention, including camera surveillance rollout, anti-cable theft, early warning system, We take note of the successes in areas where these are deployed. And we are working with the ICT department together with energy and also EMPD to actually ensure that we invest more in this crime fighting technology. Our efforts to strengthen customer relationship management and call center has achieved a service delivery increase in the positive direction from 70.2% to 91.4%. That is a call center functionality. And this is because we have made certain interventions in that area, such as tools of trade. We've made them available to the call center agents. There was a time where there was unhappiness, much reported about in the news. We've closed that space. And also various, mayoral and community engagements. The issue of the University of Ekurhuleni, we want to report that on the 19th of August, I held a meeting with the Department of Higher Education, the Project Steering Committee, to receive an update on the establishment of the University of Ekurhuleni, the University of Science, of Innovation, the University of Engineering. This is a second phase of the process towards the establishment of this university. The first phase was completed 2 years ago with the then Minister of Higher Education as part of the pronouncement of the then Executive Mayor in the State of the City address. The realization of this university is a flagship, and we will be establishing the Mayor's Advisory Committee to ensure that we do interface with the department, and we do report to our communities from time to time. And we will be convening a university symposium, a second university symposium in due course. We came in the last quarter. As we conclude, Madam Speaker, I do stand before you filled with a deep sense of pride of what we have accomplished so far. These past 100 days have been a testament to what we can achieve when we unite under a shared vision, a vision where councillors rise above their differences and personal interests, coming together with a shared commitment for the better city. And let us be clear that this is just the beginning. The foundation have been laid, or the foundation that we have laid is strong, but the true test of our resolve will be in the days, in the months, and years to come. We have set ambitious goals, and it is through our continued hard work, dedication, and collaboration that we will turn these goals into lasting realities. Together, we will continue to drive the transformation that Ekurhuleni needs, ensuring that our city not only meets the expectations of today, but also rises to the aspirations of tomorrow. As we move forward, let us remain steadfast in our commitment to building a brighter, more equitable future for every person who calls Ekurhuleni home. Let us do more together in the city of Ekurhuleni. Madam Speaker, we want to once again commit our support to women and their struggles, and also protect them against any form of GBV and femicide. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Indeed, Executive Mayor, we are pleased that you reaffirm your commitment towards the struggle of women. Councillors, our debate is now going to start. The following, in terms of the annexures of the standing order bylaws, indicate that the time allocated to the debate on the executive mayor's speech is proportionally allocated per political party as follows. The ANC, 20 minutes, the DA, 15 minutes, the EFF, 7 minutes, Action SA, 5 minutes, Freedom Front Plus, 4 minutes, minority parties, 3 minutes each. Thank you, councillors. Can we have Councillor N. Malinga? N. Fontabiseng.
Mfonomvula. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to commence with a quote by a renowned political activist and an American journalist, Gloria Steinem. The story of women's struggle for equality belongs to no single feminist, not to any one's organization, but to the collective efforts of all who cares about human rights. Close quotes. We close off a month characterized by formidability, strength, resilience, and pride. Women that stood firm collectively in pursuit to quality and genuine care for human rights. Madam Speaker, we are strong, uncompromising resilience, and we stand firm in what we believe in. We endure pressures and challenges of society, and we stand all that life that throws on our shoulders. Expectations are high, and I sincerely believe we are the embodiment of strength. As we gather today, I want to wish all women in this council, female officials, and our women in the city of Ekurhuleni a very happy Women's Month, and wants to say quality that quickly that you are strength, you are loved and trust and believe your anchor, the foundation, and breathes the existence of the universe. Malibongwe Kamala Makhosikazi. Madam Speaker, as the ANC caucus, we graciously welcome the address by the Executive Mayor, our very own Alderman Xhakaza, the first Executive Mayor to be elected unopposed in the mighty city of Ekurhuleni. History was made on the 11th of April 2024. Unity of purpose was displayed in this august house, and we commend all political parties for standing together for the greater good of the city. Executive Mayor, since your assumption of office, we can see the tide is turning. From service delivery to resuscitating our finances, your leadership is felt in the municipality. Amid difficulties, Executive Mayor, your efforts are more than welcomed. Executive Mayor, the road traversed into the 100 days in office has not been without challenges. The past 2.5 years have been fundamentally collapsed the municipality, particularly from a service delivery point of view. 2021, we found ourselves with a pro-white government that deliberately directed resources into predominantly suburban areas. This led to
you'll get your chance. You'll get your chance.
Councillors, please, let's allow Councillor Malinga to speak.
This led to revolt and resistance from communities, leading to one of the most lethal protests the city has ever witnessed. This protest led to the death of a civilian. Madam Speaker, in contrasting the damage done, system of operations began to break down. No funding of IDP ward needs, fundamental budget cuts on substantial service delivery interventions, service delivery at an all-time low. We remain hopeful that things will turn around. Through resilience and strength, the first batch of the executive government was removed. It was through this intervention that the needs of the people's government was a necessity. Granted, Madam Speaker, the removal of a white liberal government brought hope onto ourselves. However, The light at the end of the tunnel was not high. A collaboration government characterized by populist stances, lack of experience, and no leadership weakened an already sinking ship. The city of Ekurhuleni was thirsty for a leader. Centralizing needed to be strengthened and fostered. On the 11th of April 2024, this council affirmed that the African National Congress is truly the leader of society. Executive Mayor, in a State of the City address, you committed to be of service to the people. Not only that, you committed was turning the municipality into a responsive city working with agility to restore service delivery to the people. Through this, you swiftly appointed members in the Mayoral Executive Committee. In the midst of running your Mayoral Committee, you have demonstrated leadership in members that are defiant, refuse to abide by council rules, and the authority of the mayor. As said, the past 2.5 years, service delivery has been further from the people, and we welcome the configuration of the Service Delivery War Room, multi-departmental program. Launched the Mayoral Imbizo public meeting. We are happy that the first was from where you come from, Etembisa Ikaslamakas. Resuscitated that the culture of strategy and tactics by the convening of the Mayoral Lekgotla. Improving financial performance through a centered revenue enhancement program. Intervention of the political discourse by establishing system of political management. Outside of council, this is imperative as council platforms have been highly politicized over the years. Decorum has deteriorated and partisan stances have platforms dedicated for such. Madam Speaker, these are amongst the many that prove the capacity of the executive mayor. He is tried and tested, and with the time that remains, we strongly believe that it is his leadership that will turn things around. Executive Mayor, the dedication to improve our services is truly commendable, and it is clear that the strategies you have outlined will have a positive impact. We look forward to more interventions to implement these initiatives and continuously improve our service standards. Let us move forward with a shared commitment to excellence and efficiency on all that we do. I thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Pretorius.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. When one hears Spaarwater Farm and more resilient city in the same word, Mr. Mayor, you get worried. Madam Speaker, all protocol observed. I am humbled by the opportunity afforded to me to engage on the Executive Mayor's address, and I am encouraged by the tenacity of each member of my caucus. As the leader of the Democratic Alliance in the city of Ekurhuleni, I am guided by my 64 colleagues upon which the principles of freedom, fairness, opportunity are held. The importance in holding the city accountable, Madam Speaker, on behalf of the residents who live, work and play within the geographical boundary of Ekurhuleni is of utmost importance to us, and it remains our #1 priority, Mr. Mayor. Now, Madam Speaker, nothing new has been said. Listening to the Executive Mayor, it is clear that the achievements listed of this government's time in office to date paints but a vague picture of the true experiences of the city's residents, and it does not speak to reality, Mr. Mayor. Executive Mayor Alderman Xhakaza, always with respect, we engage, but honestly, you and those alongside you, the Red Rogues, are selling the residents a red and green-faced lie. Merely driving to council this morning, Madam Speaker, I witnessed a very different Ekurhuleni to the one that has just been described and envisioned by the Executive Mayor. It speaks to a divided government on the brink of a divorce. Mevrou die Voorsitter, ons burgemeester is onder 'n illusie. Sy staatsrede het die burgemeester verwys na 6 pilare. 6 key priorities that this executive would use as the guiding principles on which they govern. While one must always have a plan is nothing but words on paper if the plan is not implemented. A significant stride, Mr. Mayor. Those are your words. Ons moet implementeer die meneer burgemeester. The executive, minus one red fighter and 2 billion rand, by the way, is as populistic as it is serious about insourcing. A game of musical chairs, Executive Mayor, does not equate to good governance, only stability in this metro will. Good governance being one of the 6 pillars upon which we were told you intended to govern. If you were serious about these steps, you would have addressed many of the scandals that transpired under the leadership of Alderman Nkotwana. It took the DA to approach the public protector to investigate the infamous 2 billion rand security tender before it was even acknowledged. They say a new broom sweeps clean, Mr. Mayor, but it seems to us that some of those among you seem to only sweep things under the rug. In 2024, we need 2024 solutions to address the challenges that plague our city. Another one of the 6 pillars speaks to the economy and job creation. Yet when I read about the re-emergence of the Erythropolis, Mr. Mayor, I sigh with despair. After millions of rands have been spent on this white elephant, all we have to show is a negative bank balance and no return on investment. The rekindling of old ideas will never advance the needs of our residents, nor address the economic complexities of our times. 2024, Mr. Mayor, requires 2024 solutions. Madam Speaker, as the Mayor has mentioned, and while I'm excited as well that the MMC for Finance, Alderman Labati, is applying DA economic policy, encouraging private sector participation using public-private partnerships, I worry that the other half of the equation is missing, and that is creating an environment conducive to growth. It is not the city's role, Mr. Mayor, to create jobs. If the city's track record of paying its suppliers on time is anything to go by, I would very much doubt that economic stagnation will be arrested anytime soon. How can the city even think about job creation when they strangle and kill small businesses by not paying our service providers on time? Onder hierdie armmans koalisie het die gemiddelde inwoner van Ekurhuleni net armer geword. In the period of red and green musical chairs, in the second quarter for 2023, compared to the second quarter to 2024, Councillor De Beer, it shows that unemployment in the city increased from 32.3% to 33.4%. 2024 problems, Mr. Mayor, require 2024 solutions. You are already separated, Mr. Mayor. Just go through with the divorce. Madam Speaker, another pen to paper but no action story of this executive relates to the tackling of the filth that adorns our city. Just a few minutes ago, Mr. Mayor, the EFF MMC for Environment has been applauded for the delivery of waste trucks as the defining moment that would turn the tide on the literal rot engulfing our city. Does the MMC even know where these trucks are? Our streets, rivers and communities are overflowing with filth. Don't take my word for it. Go into any community within the city and observe it for yourself. You need to enjoy these victories, Mr. Mayor. Your MMC is done riding on our wave of momentum as waste collection in the city is again on the brink of collapse, whether you want to accept it or not. Dit was lekker MMC, maar dit is nou klaar. Jy sal self moet begin werk. Madam Speaker, much fuss has been made about infrastructure among others. How nice it would be to have inner cities that have not been left to the mercy of building hijackers, Alderman Tamani. Wouldn't it be amazing to access City of Ekurhuleni facilities that haven't fallen into disrepair, Councillor Buitendacht? Imagine city parks where the jungle gyms hadn't been dismantled for scrap metal, or even better, driving on roads that don't require 4x4, Mr. Mayor. Imagine visiting this council legislative buildings, Madam Speaker, and having functional ablution facilities. Just imagine a complete Sami building, Alderman Rundle, still in your lifetime. Just imagine. Some say I'm a dreamer, but I'm apparently not the only one. How many empty dreams are you and the current executive going to keep selling the residents of Ekurhuleni, Alderman Xhakaza? Let's get realistic. Let's work together and start realizing the achievable with a competent, principled executive. Executive Mayor, you lauded the Minister for Electricity, Dr. Ramagopa, for Eskom's ability to keep the lights on for 100 days. It's a pity, Executive Mayor, that your MMC has not taken a leaf out of the Minister's book. There has not been a single day in the first 100 days and counting where every corner of this municipality has had power on simultaneously. Outside this morning, from Ward 41, there are residents striking because of the lack of substations. But indeed, Mr. Mayor, let's applaud you. Imagine if we could secure our infrastructure against theft and vandalism, or merely maintain it to keep the lights on. Madam Speaker, service delivery is the first of the 6 identified pillars for the city to be prosperous. Its high place on the list should indicate that residents' well-being is placed at the forefront of this administration. Yet in the last council meeting, this administration proposed unreasonable revised amendment to the city service delivery minimum standards. Dit kom as geen verrassing nie, mevrou die voorsitter, want ons weet amptenare se prestasiebonusse word hierdeur bepaal. Prestasiebonusse wat onverdiend jaarliks betaal word. How are residents who are already crushed under the weight of the economic hardship to endure 7 days without electricity, Mr. Mayor? This is a proposal from the department under the leadership of your MMC. It cannot be said that service delivery is orientated in this government and that this government is service delivery orientated. 64,000 outages, Mr. Mayor, reported in Germiston alone since the start of this year. Madam Speaker, I therefore request that the previous applause given to the Mayor perhaps be withdrawn. The city's proposed service level agreement says that a snake can take up to 48 hours to be removed from your home. Now tell me, Madam Speaker, how does one live with a snake within your house for 48 hours? Hoe doen 'n mens dit? I wonder, Mr. Mayor, how long will it take for you to remove the snakes from this council and from your executive? Mevrou die voorsitter, om konstant net te kla laat 'n slegte smaak in 'n mens se mond. Complaining only, Madam Speaker, is distasteful. While I have pointed out the shortcomings of this administration, of which there are many, as the second largest political party in this council, it is our role to hold the executive to account, a role we will continue to occupy irrespective. As the Democratic Alliance, we would like to see more solution-based debates taking place in this chamber for the benefits of residents, like we have done this morning. We as a collective would like to extend a firm hand of support where needed to make sure our city works, Mr. Mayor. In closing, Madam Speaker, now that the dust has settled on the outcomes of the national and provincial elections held in May this year, I will wrap up with the following thoughts. Upon reflection of this election, it is clear that the political landscape in Ekurhuleni has changed. Katte op warm plate maak benoude spronge. Desperate people, Madam Speaker, make desperate and weak decisions.
Is ongoing, and we can safely say that majorities of the cemeteries have been cleaned and grass cut, like Thomas Nkobi in Tembisa, which was witnessed by the mayor, are regaining their dignity of where our loved ones are resting. It's a pity they will not know because they do not do oversight. Through the EFF-led Department of Human Settlement, the curbing of the lack of quality, dignified shelters in our communities, the department has allocated over 703 houses, issued 713 title deeds to our people, which some of them they don't need, but our people deserve this improvement. The department has successfully reblocked 1,410 households in 13 informal settlements. These strides will ensure that our people receive the most needed services. And this is through the stewardship of MMC Holo in human settlement, which has also increased revenue collection in rental stock and further reduced housing application backlog by 30%. These, Madam Speaker, are real, tangible, and impactful achievements to our people. Madam Speaker, the Health and Social Development launched ECD centers in Eden Park, which will provide facilities for children, training, care, and support. Madam Speaker, under the stewardship of Fighter Tusi, MMC of this department, the city further launched in a HIV and AIDS Council that will work with other stakeholders